Okay, hello. This is Correct Opinions on Wrestling.
The only one. The only correct opinion on
If you
wrestling.
disagree with us, you're just wrong. And we talk about AEW. We watch that. We watch some New Japan. And sometimes we'll have opinions on WWE.
But we're not watching that trash.
I don't watch that trash, but you know what? I feel like we've given them so much money over the years.
Oh my god, I know. 3 WrestleManias in a row, a Royal Rumble, 2 paybacks.
I've paid my way to have an opinion on that garbage.
Absolutely. We're entitled.
Yeah, so tonight we'll be talking about AEW Dynamite. That was on the 27th.
Correct.
Special night on Thursday night. And let's get into it.
Okay.
I'm Melissa, by the way.
And I'm George. George and Melissa.
That's us. Now, if we're going to talk about Dynamite on Thursday, I think we should start with the most important thing. There was a crowd.
There was a crowd.
There was a crowd, and I was kind of shocked because I thought they would be more distanced.
So in the lead up to this, you had Tony Khan, to his credit, going on Twitter and saying how any orders that broke the pod system that they had in place for social distancing were going to be canceled. They said they were going to actively monitor this and act accordingly. And, to his credit, I believed it. That's not really how it came across on TV.
How do you know?
What do you mean?
How do you know that people were messing with it? How do you know those people didn't know each other?
I don't know that.
You don't know.
But even if you look at in the crowd, you had like 6 here, 6 there. The distance between clusters didn't seem to be adequate to me. That was my problem. It wasn't so much the groupings, but the spacing between the groupings.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, I understand they're only at 10% and it's an open air place, but I was just kind of shocked how close they were, but also shocked that everyone was wearing their mask. So that's
True.
good. So we'll see how that pans out. Then we have Jericho come out on commentary. It was good to hear the crowd singing along.
To some Fozzy slaps.
Fucking Fozzy.
Fozzy slaps, and Judas is just a good song. It's not even a good wrestling song. Judas is a banger.
No.
I won't hear another word against it.
Oh my god. But it was still fun to hear the crowd sing it. And the delight on Jericho's little face.
He was so happy. For a heel, you could just tell. You could just tell he was giddy.
That bastard. And then we started out with the tag team gauntlet.
Yes, the tag gauntlet. You had Natural Nightmares, Young Bucks, Best Friends, and FTR for a shot at a title shot at the tag team titles at All Out.
Yes. And we started out with the Young Bucks and the Natural Nightmares with Allie at the side of the ring. And you brought this up earlier, and I was just wondering too, like, are they ever going to explain why she left the Butcher and the Blade?
I hope that they do.
Did I miss that?
You didn't miss it. They never explained it. The first time she came out with QT Marshall, eons ago, in I think it was the before times, before the hell plague we're living through, actually.
Was it before that?
I think so.
It
might have been right before. It doesn't.
It was like on Dark or something.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
It doesn't matter.
But yeah, like they never actually explained it. She just kind of brushed it off every time the commentators would ask her about it.
They asked her about it?
Yeah, a few times at that first match where she came out with him. But since then, nothing. So I'm really hoping that down the line there's like some good, strong, long-term booking here. Because otherwise, this kind of reeks of the same kind of thing I would shit on WWE about. Where,
I mean, I don't know. I don't give that much of a shit about it. I just want like 1-sentence answer. Just give me like a 1-sentence why she's not with them.
One line of dialogue, Just
give me a line of dialogue. Like,
and to be fair to AEW, she definitely fits more as some balding dude's midlife crisis than, the evil kind of whatever they were trying to do with Butcher
Yeah.
and Blade. It did not fit. It was like sorority Halloween party.
Oh, damn.
So, any hoozle.
Well, like, one thing I wrote down from this match is, like, the first match with the Young Bucks in Natural Nightmares, it wasn't a lot of high diving stuff. It was a lot of, like, mat work. But I thought it was, like, strange how they were, like, barely kicking out of things.
Right.
There were so many near falls. And I'm pretty sure the Natural Nightmares won twice. Because, like, the Young Bucks didn't kick out. But it's like, I don't know, whatever, I guess.
They love to do that in AEW. There's a lot of late kickouts.
Well, these were, like, not even, they were, like, post 3. But, doesn't matter. None of this matters. But here's something I want to say that is gonna be mean. I don't like being mean.
You love being mean.
I'm not being a bully.
I'm married to you. You love being mean. You love being a bully.
I'm not trying to be a bully, but I'm just gonna say it. QT Marshall. Why do I give a fuck?
Well, personally, I give a fuck, and I'm invested in his progress because he and I share a common attribute.
Bald asshole.
Exactly.
Bunch of bald assholes that gotta stick together. But he got plugs, so he's not even. He's a traitor to your kind.
Ooh, well, up against the wall with QT Marshall.
I don't understand why he gets so much airtime and why he gets such special treatment.
Because he's Cody's friend.
I mean, I guess. I'm not into it. I'm not happy about it.
I don't think
So
anyone's
anyway, QT gets pinned.
Of course. Did anyone think for a second that the Natural Nightmares were going to win that?
No, but I do want to say this. I don't care about QT, but Dustin Rhodes is a goddamn legend.
He's an asset. He's an asset to that company, and honestly, I don't know why he's lingering away and wasted in an angle with QT Marshall in his midlife crisis alley. He deserves better.
Dustin Rhodes, when they had the tournament for the TNT belt, I wanted Dustin to win.
I did too, but we all knew.
I know, but I was pulling for fucking Dustin.
Cody's cosplay
legend.
belt.
Ugh. Dustin's a fucking legend. He's great. Everything he does is great. In this match, he pulled out some gold dust.
He did.
Feeling himself.
Yes.
Love it. I love everything he does. He's great. So they lose. And then we got Young Bucks. Right into it. Young Bucks versus Best Friends.
And I just want to make a point here. I love Jericho on commentary. I think when his little chicken nugget body eventually breaks down and fails him for the last time, I think that producer plus commentary is going to be a great place for the greatest of all time to end up on.
Did you just call him a chicken nugget?
I did, and in our private discussions, I know you have said that many a time.
How dare you?
So why are you fronting like you've never said that?
Dare you? What the fuck?
Anyway.
You can't say that shit.
You say it 20 times a day.
Never in my life. I can't even. Oh my god. You're going to hell.
Probably.
You piece of shit.
I'm not arguing that. However, what I am arguing is that I love Jericho on commentary. He's an asset to that company in any role they stick him in. But why is Jericho a heel? Nonetheless, ostensibly a heel. Best Friends comes out. He says, Best Friends. And then, who said number 2 tag ranking? Someone at that commentary table made the point that they're the number 2 ranked tag team in AEW. And Jericho says, yeah, they're number 2 all right. Seconds later, he says he has a newfound respect for them over the past few weeks.
I think you're thinking too hard about it.
Now, part of that's just Jericho being Jericho, and I can appreciate that. But that's such a quick turnaround.
You're overthinking it.
Anyway,
Jericho says whatever he wants.
He does, and I'm fine with that.
He says whatever he wants.
So, Best Friends, Young Bucks. What do you got to say about this?
Well, in this one, then it became more of a high-flying match. There's definitely a lot of crazy shit Nick Jackson was doing. But let's just get right to the fucking revelation. Hangman comes out.
Hangman
Grabs Nick's legs, I believe.
Not only does he grab his legs, he grabs them like a small boy clinging to his mother, saying, "Don't go, Mom!"
Yeah, it's such a sad look on his face. And he grabs Nick's legs, distracts Matt. Matt gets rolled up by Trent. Fucking best friends win. Hangman's a traitor. Nick and Matt are shocked.
I'm shocked.
Fucking making his way up the ramp to the side door like a fucking lost, sad puppy.
I feel so, like he's so sad. I feel bad for him.
He's a bastard. He's a bastard, man.
Now, to be fair, I'm more invested in Hangman than I am the Young Bucks at this point. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because there are so many great tag teams in AEW, but their single stars are, I mean, they're good. What they have are good, but they're limited. So, and I feel like Hangman could be...
He's a tag team champ.
For right now. But let's be honest, Hangman and Kenny, they're two future single stars put together.
Let's hope.
In a tag team. God, I hope so.
Yeah. Alright. So, they mosey their way on out.
Yeah.
It's time to get to the final match of the gauntlet.
With the Beefy Boys. Beefy Boys. FTR. The FTR Beefy Boys.
With Tully.
No, I can't forget about him.
Versus Best Friends. I was supposed to say, we're calling them Beefy Boys, but I mean that in a nice way. That's a compliment.
Right. No. That's a...
Ladies like those kind of beefy boys. Ladies are into that.
Yeah, well...
They're those kind of beefy boys.
So am I, minus the muscle.
So... you know... It's an FTR match.
yeah, not a lot of excitement. I mean,
since this is our first recording we're doing, like, people don't know who we like and don't like, but I personally am not into FTR. I've seen a couple good matches, but this whole gimmick they have of, like, this is how wrestling's supposed to be, and it can't be any other way, it just sounds pretentious to me.
It's good in a heel way, but
they really feel that way.
But I don't see them setting themselves up as heels. I think they're trying to be like tweeners. Like, yeah, we're bad guys, but...
I guess.
They're not like pure villains.
I think they're gonna be. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I just don't like any wrestling gimmick that's all like, it can only be this way. I don't know. I'm not into it.
You know, and so much of pro wrestling now is, you know, the meta, right? The behind the scenes happenings. And I'm pulling for them just because of their bitter disputes with WWE in the past and how they've landed. They're a prime example of how you can be successful outside of, you know, the playground of a senile 70-something-year-old man. Mm-hmm. So I'm pulling for them in that aspect, but compared to the rest of the talent on the tag roster, not so much. There's like 10 teams I'd like to see be tag champs before them.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen.
No.
But I'm just not into that whole wrestling should be the way it was 50 years ago. Mm-hmm. Because it's just like, wrestling is whatever sells tickets.
Correct.
Like, let's be honest. Like, shit changes. All forms of entertainment change. So when you have someone coming in and being like, yeah, it's only supposed to be this way, and if you don't do it this way, you're a piece of shit. Not into it. And this whole, like, oh, we follow the rules, boss.
There was a sign.
There was. It said follow the rules.
FTR stands for follow the rules. And you know what? They should use that because then they'd be the biggest heels on the roster.
Oh, okay, so...
Weird finish. Are we getting to the finish, or do you have more
I'm getting right to the finish.
Okay.
Dax makes Chuck tap. Chuck hurt his leg in the earlier match.
And we know this. We know it was a weird kind of finish because commentary was kind of caught off guard.
They were talking over the finish.
You know, Jericho was saying how they tricked him. They tricked the commentary table because he got injured, I guess. I don't know, but you could tell something was off. They did the best they could.
What are you talking about? What do you think happened?
What do you mean?
All I know is commentary was talking over the finish. I don't know what you're implying.
I think they realized that he hurt himself.
Oh, you think he's really hurt?
Kind of, yeah.
Maybe.
Or they were worried that he was really hurt, so they just kind of rushed to it.
I don't know what to work and what isn't. So, maybe.
Maybe. But
or
anyway,
maybe they just weren't paying attention and they were talking over the ending.
Either one is likely. So
FTR is going to face Paige and Omega.
Oh.
At All Out.
I think this is the end of, they never got a name, but one name I've heard is Cowboy Bebop, which...
That's pretty cute.
I'm fine with.
That's pretty cute.
I think this is the end of Cowboy Bebop.
I hope so, because I was never actually into it. I feel like the tag belt should be on an actual tag team. I don't know, maybe I've been traumatized by WWE.
We both have.
In just years of them just putting random people together because they don't know what to do with them and calling it a tag team. So when I see the tag belts on a tag team that's not a real tag team, I'm just not into it. I don't like it. I think it's time to move on. It's time for Kenny to be evil Kenny.
Yes.
And rule AEW, please.
Because I'm sorry.
Please.
I mean, tag champ. I was glad when he became the tag champ because those two guys really got the short end of the stick in the initial building of AEW. But I was really glad to see them kind of transition to, having some kind of gold around their waists. And also because I just didn't like SCU.
Oh, no.
I mean, I've come around to,
no.
Flea Dad, Christopher Daniels,
I fucking love Christopher Daniels.
I've come around to him in an ironic way, but...
No, he's really great.
As tag champs, I just didn't get it. And I still wouldn't get it. And I still don't get trying to make those other two into single stars. But...
I'm all about Christopher Daniels. I don't really care about the other two.
Exactly. Of the three, Christopher Daniels is the most entertaining.
He's cool as fuck. I don't even care. I didn't know about SCU until AEW.
Right.
So when he comes out with his little jacket and goggles and microphone, I thought, what the fuck is this? I could barely look at it. I was so embarrassed for him. And you know what? I've come around and I fucking love it now.
His gimmick is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I fucking love it. He's great. And his wrestling's great. He's entertaining.
He is a good wrestler.
He's great. I love it. So, next we have a video from Darby.
Jumping off a bridge, wearing a Ricky Starks mask.
He has tacks in his back. He's wearing a creepy Ricky Starks mask. And so we get a little bit of that. I love his videos. I think they're great. And then after that, we have a match between... I can't read my notes.
Lance Archer and Sean Maluta.
Apparently this is his AEW debut.
Make a note here real quick. Sean Maluta is actually the nephew of... is it Afa?
I don't fucking know.
Well, basically, he is related to the Samoan dynasty from WWE, which makes you wonder, how did they let him get away? How did they let him show up on AEW? You would think they'd be throwing money just to keep him off the air, but here we are.
I don't know what WWE is doing with that anymore. I don't know if they're grabbing people up the way they used to.
So he is actually related, to The Rock, Roman Reigns, Rikishi, etc. But here he is on AEW to job to Lance Archer.
And why not? Who gives a shit who he's related to? That's how I feel about it.
So Lance comes out. He beats up, as Jericho puts it, the young boys.
The young boys.
The young boys hanging around ringside. He beats them up, and Jake really comes out, and I know being a schlub is his thing, but Jake really is looking especially schlub-like today. He really has a thing that reminded me tonight of Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like, you can kind of see it. if they ever do
Why are you going hard for the way people look?
I'm just saying, like, because it's television.
Yeah, but it's Jake the Snake. What do you want?
I love it. This isn't knocking on him. I think it's perfect for the gimmick. I'm just saying if they ever do a live action Aqua Teen Hunger Force, he's a shoo-in for Carl.
Oh, I don't support this. I don't support this making fun of the way people look.
The opinions.
I'm just gonna put that out there right now.
The opinions are my own.
He does not represent how I feel about anything.
This organization.
Jesus. So, but there was one thing that creeped me out. Lance is beating on this guy, and Jake the Snake's got that creepy grin on his face, and JR says he looks orgasmic.
Just as he's, like, jerking off a bottle or something, like...
What?
He had, like, right before JR said that, there was a shot, it was a close-up of Jake, with a big shit-eating grin on his face, and he's got a water bottle that he's, like, squeezing.
Yeah, he wasn't jerking at all.
It looked like he was. It looked like he was, like, squeezing...
You're an idiot, and I hate you already.
Well...
Let's move on.
Here we go.
Here's what I want to say about Lance.
Rewatch it.
No. We got Lance. Here's what I want to say about Lance. Get some new fucking music.
No. Look.
I won't make fun of the way people look, but that music... Oh, that's fucking sub 2005 emo. And then he lip syncs to it. Everybody dies.
I'll say this: it's no Fozzy. However, it works. It's one of those things like Cody's music, and I think it's better than Cody's music.
I don't know.
Where it definitely slaps as a wrestling entrance.
Ew! Stop using the fucking word slap.
Slap it.
Nobody says that.
People say it.
No, you say it.
Tell us if you say it in the comments below.
And then fucking never listen to my show or comment again because I want you gone.
We want your business. Don't listen to her.
Anyway, he ends a match with a blackout, which I gotta say is a fantastic move.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It looks scary. I love it. And then he does a thing where he looks like he's gonna pin, but then he pulls his head up and smashes his head on the mat. I love that. I love moves where it looks devastating, but nobody's actually being hurt. Big fan of it. Love it. Match ends. And then we go to commercial break. We come back. Jake's just in the ring talking about how Lance is going to kill everybody.
No. He's going to pluck them.
No, that comes later. That's later. He talks about how he's going to kill everyone in the Battle Royale. And I say Royale. I don't say Royal.
Battle Royale with cheese.
And he's talking. Music hits. Out comes Taz, Cage, and Ricky Starks.
Team Taz.
And they come out. Taz is trying to say stuff. Jake the Snake just keeps interrupting him. Saying things like, put your boys in chicken suits because they're going to get plucked.
Pluck. And Taz is saying how he's trying to keep this calm. And Jake is saying, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for you to be a gentleman. Which I loved. I mean, it makes for good television.
I didn't like how I kept interrupting Taz. I want to hear what Taz has to fucking say.
Nah.
I always want to hear what Taz has to say. And then that gets interrupted.
Darby
comes out. He skates in. And how cute is he?
I just want to say, there's a new Tony Hawk game coming out soon, and it's going to be pretty good based on the demo. I would love it if Darby Allin made an appearance.
That'd be cool. Let's hope that happens.
Anyway.
Darby's great. He looks super cute skating in.
Zooming down. He went very fast.
Yes. And I gotta say, if I was in middle school, oh, baby, Darby Allin was my type in middle school, let me tell you that.
Gross.
I would have been in love with
God,
Darby.
how'd you end up with this?
No chicken nugget.
That's me, folks. We're married, and I'm a chicken nugget, apparently. You know what? I'll take it. Me and Chris Jericho, a couple of chicken nuggets.
Anywhoozle, Darby comes in, starts beating on Ricky, smacks him out of his shoes, which I think is fantastic, and they fight into the back.
They do.
And we cut away to MJF coming down the hall with his neck brace and his walker.
Bumbling down the hall.
with his entourage.
And that's very short, and then we get to the promo.
Wait. There's something that happens before the promo. Because we need to talk about how they're advertising the women's title match.
That's what I'm talking about. We cut right from that to the promo.
Oh, that promo.
For the women's title match. Now, I have a lot of problems with this.
I have so much anger about this.
Thunder Rosa versus Shida. You would think, okay, the forbidden portal that Jericho spoke of was opened. Granted, it's not between the two I'd like to be seen to be open, the New Japan and AEW crossover, but it's a forbidden portal. You've got NWA, AEW, champ versus champ. Only one belt is on the line, but still, champ versus champ. You would think contract signing, you would think historic promotional. You could justify Tony Khan making an appearance at that. I would think.
Yeah.
They don't get that.
No.
What they do get is 2 minutes, maybe, of
Billy Corgan talking.
Billy Corgan.
Audio. Billy Corgan audio.
Yeah, voiceover, Billy Corgan, no in-ring time, no promo. Capped off with a contract signing with a shitter in the background. You can see the toilet in the background.
You can't see the toilet.
And
there's the bathroom.
And here's what drives me crazy. Did no one in production... This isn't a small-time outfit. This isn't...
Shut the bathroom door.
Put a curtain over it. Did nobody in production ever think, hey, let's throw up a wall with the AEW logo behind this shitter to make it obvious, to make it less obvious that this isn't a bathroom? No.
Wait, what you're saying doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah, I mean, they had, tiny clips of the two saying stuff, but no actual promo with them talking about the match, no promo of them talking, saying things to each other, just a sad-ass contract signing, and I'm just gonna full-on say it. AEW hates the women's division. They fucking hate the women's division. They do not try. It's pathetic. The women's division, and I don't want to go on a whole rant because I feel like I've gone on about this for a long time. There's so many things that piss me off about AEW's women's division. And I won't go down the full rabbit hole, but I also want to mention we have this whole women's tag tournament.
Woo!
There's a fucking winners last week. They win this giant, fucking 7-foot trophy. What did that even mean?
Now, let me play devil's advocate.
No, let me say something. I need to elaborate. Fucking, they win. The next Dynamite, nothing from them. No follow-up. No Dasha coming up to them behind the scenes and being like, are you guys even still a fucking tag team? No follow-up. AEW wants you to forget about this because they don't give a fuck about it.
To be fair, the trophy didn't look like a uterus. So already...
+1.
They're +1 ahead of anything the other company has been doing with promoting women. In sense of trophy design. When it comes to trophy design...
Who cares about trophy design?
No.
WWE actually has some things going on in their women's division.
You're not wrong. But the trophy, they advantage AEW. However, here's what happened. This whole stupid thing, and it wasn't stupid on the face of it, it was a good way to get women on TV and kind of build up a division that...
No women on TV, it was on YouTube.
Right.
It's up here right there.
Right. So, number one, they didn't put it on the actual show.
So that's already them saying we don't really care about
Number
this.
two.
It didn't even make it on Dark.
It didn't even make it on Dark. Absolutely. It didn't make it on Dark. It didn't make it on the show. So, this whole thing is clearly a vehicle for Brandy Rhodes, a.k.a. Stephanie McMahon, on steroids.
No.
Oh, it's worse than that.
I don't know if I'm ready to say that.
I'm ready to say it.
I'm not.
You're ready to say it. You've said it to me in private. Here we go.
What I said in private, I don't know why you're bringing up what I say in private. What I said in private was, for the heels thing, Brandy has like this thing where she'll fucking talk about the business, and all I'm saying is, if it was between her and Stephanie talking about the business, I'd rather hear from Stephanie, because she actually has experience in the business. That's how I compared them.
Brandy goes on TV, and first of all, this whole heels thing is ridiculous. You won't even put your women's tag showcase on the actual television cable show for a national audience. But you sure will charge people $50 a year for what? Like makeup tutorials and
you know what? I feel like we should keep going because I'm not ready to talk about heels.
No, I'm not crapping on makeup tutorials. There's a lot of that on YouTube.
No, that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about this is such a deep rabbit hole.
So, okay,
I'll be ranting about this for an hour.
Let's cut to the chase then. This whole thing got scrubbed. This whole tag team, the deadly draw, right, got scrubbed the second that it became apparent that the internet was going to revolt if Brandy and Allie won. So as soon as it became apparent that they could not possibly let Allie and Brandy win, they decided the whole thing didn't matter. And proof of that is when you see who did win, no mention. No mention on the actual television show for a national audience.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's like, do I know for sure that Brandy was supposed to win? I don't know for sure, but the way this has been handled sure as hell makes it look that way.
Absolutely.
So if that's not true, prove me wrong. What the hell is going on with Ivelisse and Diamante? No, we can't even have Dasha interviewing them in the back for 30 seconds.
We're going to pretend this tag team thing didn't happen until Brandy Rhodes finds the next vehicle she can use to push herself. That's what this is.
Prove us wrong, Brandy.
She won't.
Prove us wrong. Where the hell were we? So yeah, anyway, the Shida Thunder Rosa thing should be a big deal. AEW has told me that it's not.
Shows exactly what they think of this women's title match. Shows exactly what they think of the women's division. Later on, we see really what they think of the women's division.
Ooh, we'll get to that.
Oof.
We'll get to that. Because next is the best part of the whole show.
Best part of the show.
MJF comes out. He's got his entourage. He's got his lawyer. He's got his token woman.
That poor woman. Like, I want to see her put MJF through a table at this point.
Ooh, I hope that happens. So he comes out with his entourage. He's got his walker. He's got his neck brace. He's all hurt from the paradigm shift.
And I have to say, nice little touch with MJF. The walker has tennis balls on the back end of it.
Yeah.
You would think someone who's so rich would have, a bit more of a classy baller walker than...
What the hell would be on it? What's classier than a tennis ball? A golden tennis ball?
Exactly.
What the hell? I don't know what you're talking about. So he comes in for the contract signing. They got the whole ring set up with the table and the chairs, and Moxley comes in through the side door, kind of goes through the crowd a little bit, but not too much.
Social distancing.
And they talk about how he's the number one wrestler in the PWI 500.
And good for him.
He fucking deserves it.
And even Jericho, the man who lost the AEW title to Mox, says that he misses this because it's just such a sight. Like the energy that you see in this short little segment.
Oh, I miss seeing Mox to come out with the crowd.
Yeah, like he misses it. You haven't seen this in 5 months. And it's legitimately amazing to see.
He's fantastic.
Go
ahead.
So the lawyer runs his mouth about banning the paradigm shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, I'm not trying to be a booker. I personally I think I know how they're trying to book this leading towards All Out. But however this shakes out, one thing that has to happen the lawyer needs to get his ass kicked. Because at this point, I think that lawyer might be a bigger heel than MJF.
Well, I'm sure he's gonna get his ass kicked because, I mean, we'll get to that. You jumped ahead.
MJF signs the contract.
No, let's back up. Because I want to say something about MJF. He is such a fuck. And when he does these promos and he talks shit on people, it is so devastating. Like when he was saying mean stuff to Jon Moxley, it was hurting my feelings. My tummy hurt.
Oh, no.
When he was making fun of Moxley, I felt like he was making fun of me. I didn't like it. He made fun of his hairline.
Why should you be insulted? I'm the one who's insulted
shit
from
about
that.
his wife.
Oh.
He said that MJF said he would win because he's an actual wrestler, and said that Moxley was just like, implied he's just a hardcore trash fighter. And my goddamn feelings were hurt.
So he gets to that. But first he signs the contract.
Oh, okay. Well, fine. He signed the contract that he wrote.
And he says that he's not an animal, so he won't attack during this signing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he proceeds to crack on the hairline of Jon Moxley. They trade insults.
Mm-hmm.
Moxley says, hey, MJF will get there with the receding hairline. He just has to get to puberty first.
He just has to get...
He has to get to the puberty first.
Well, so after MJF insults him...
Nice little bit here.
With Moxley talking?
With MJF. I don't mean to keep interrupting you. Mike... I like the bit about where MJF says that Mike Tyson said he wouldn't want to be in an alley with Jon Moxley. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember if that little bit actually made it on Dynamite when they were doing the whole Mike Tyson thing. But regardless, I'm not sure I believe Tyson watches this product.
You just took my joke.
But it's...
I said that when we were watching it. I said I find it hard to believe Mike Tyson actually watched the show.
So we're in agreement. But it's still a compliment.
Took my fucking joke. You piece of shit. I said that and you wrote it down. You're like, ooh, I'm taking that.
Oh, I'm a have that.
You piece of shit. That's what I said. Anywho, we get to Moxley's turn to talk. And it was really good because he has to sign his contract saying he won't use the paradigm shift. And what Moxley says is, you're taking away my paradigm shift. That means I'm going to have to get creative.
Correct.
And I was like, that's scary. That's good. And he ends it with saying, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what I sign. You're a dead man. And it was actually scary.
Whoa.
It was scary.
A mention of death on a mainstream national United States wrestling broadcast. What a concept.
Oh, I didn't even get that from it. I didn't even think about that.
I mean...
I just thought it was a good line.
You've got... I mean, compared to the other company where you can't even do the thing where you raise the arm during a chokehold because that implies they might be dying.
Really?
Yeah, that's an actual thing. That's why they don't do that spot anymore.
But they still have people choke each other.
Right.
But they just don't check to see if they're still alive.
Correct.
Okay, correct. That makes a lot of fucking sense.
And I just want to make a point that I really appreciated MJF's promo here. It was really effective. I liked when he said that they're not going to be in a dark alley. They're going to be in a ring. And he is a prodigy. Yeah. And he compared his ring precision to that.
Don't knock on the microphone, Stan.
Ah, right. Tell him you at this. He compared his own ring precision to that of a brain surgeon. I thought that was effective, especially for a heel. And he said he wasn't going to be lured outside for a brawl. And then another thing that MJF did that I thought was extremely heelish, because I hate it when people do this, he dropped names. He dropped influences. He said that Mox likes Sandman and New Jack. I love New Jack. That's supposed to make me not like him?
Why are you letting there be dead silence?
I don't know, because you're giving me the eye.
Because you're going into every goddamn sentence of it. I'm ready to move on.
One line.
Fucking get through it if you're gonna fucking recap. Let's go.
Basically, I hate name dropping, and MJF name dropped like a son of a bitch. Then he says that Mox isn't man enough to drop the paradigm shift from their match, and so he should tell Renee Young, his quote, hot little wife, unquote, that he's single. So the lawyer yells when Mox stands up to fight him, and Mox calls him a dickwad, which should have gotten the pop of the night, and I don't know how it didn't. Maybe it's just me who views the lawyer as being more of a heel than MJF at this point. Nothing to say? Nothing to say?
I already did my recap.
All right.
I'm ready to move on.
Well, that's what I got.
So, Moxley signs the contract. The whole entourage starts laughing at him like he's some kind of idiot for signing away the paradigm shift, and he informs them he liked what he added on page 17. And MJF says there was only 16 pages.
But no.
You should read things before you sign them, because he added on page 17 that he gets a tune-up match with the lawyer next week on Dynamite. And if the lawyer doesn't show up, MJF doesn't get his match at All Out. Fantastic, great, lawyer shitting himself. It's hilarious. Moxley's the greatest.
I have nothing to add to that except this is how you protect someone on their way out. My view is that they're absolutely going to drop the title to MJF.
Stop booking.
I'm not booking, but I see it coming. It's time for a reset. They're doing it with the TNT title. They're doing it with the tag titles.
Quit booking.
Women's title doesn't matter, so they're not. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But that's where they're headed with this. But this is how you protect someone on the way out. You give us a show, you give a comeuppance, you give some revenge, and it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this match next week.
I can't tell who I want to win. I think MJF's great, but I think Moxley is the greatest. I fucking love Moxley. I don't want to see him lose the belt. No booking.
So no booking, but in terms of losing the belt, I can see where having him sign away the paradigm shift kind of protects him. Because there's always going to be that asterisk next to this win. It's like,
well, we'll see. We'll see what happens next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
So after that, we get Santana and Ortiz.
What an effective promo. It's a minute 30. A minute and 30 seconds, maybe.
You timed that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I also want to say, I love Santana and Ortiz. I love Santana and Ortiz. Everything they do is great. As far as I'm concerned, they could do no wrong. Love them.
And it's really weird because, you know, for as tough as they are, they're really kind of booked like chumps.
I know, that makes it kind of sad.
But
they still come out cool somehow.
They do. They come out like the Usos think they are.
Oh, we're going to go there with it.
The Usos are just boneless Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah, I feel like the reason we're comparing them is because when we still watched WWE, the Usos were doing this penitentiary thing, and I was supposed to believe that they were tough, and it always made me laugh. And I feel like Santana and Ortiz actually seem tough.
And funny.
And they're hilarious. It's like, what team can do that?
I can be intimidating, and I can slip and slide in orange juice.
Oh my god, they're so great.
Get you a tag team that can do both.
So basically, they're just talking to best friends about trashing Sue's van. Pretty much setting up a match with best friends for next week's Dynamite.
And I just want to say, the best friends want an apology for trashing Sue's van. And this masterful bit of healing, Proud and Powerful, they're sorry. They're just sorry that Sue wasn't in the van when they trashed it.
Not Sue.
Holy shit. I thought MJF's hot little wife line was going to be the healing of the night.
healing.
Is
that a verb?
It is now. Wow. 1:30. Such effective work.
Well, then we start getting into the downhill of the night. So next we have what I call a clusterfuck match.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is another way that WWE has traumatized me, because when we used to watch it, every single Raw had like these fucking 8-man, 10-man, 12-man tag team matches. And I don't think you should ever have more than like 6 people involved ever. Because I just don't think matches with lots of people are ever very good. So we have... Do you want to say? We have Lucha Brothers, who I think, side note, are the actual best tag team in the world. Not the Young Bucks and FTR. The Lucha Brothers are the best tag team in the world. So we have them, Butcher and the Blade, with Eddie Kingston, fucking cool ass, tough ass Eddie Kingston. Love that signing. Versus, we got Griff Garrison.
Woof.
We got Brian Pillman Jr., who I want to say has a lot of potential. I'm looking forward to them maybe doing something with him.
Well, I don't know about, his potential, I don't know. His mullet's potential, limitless.
Oh, hell yeah, that mullet. He just seems like a good old boy. I feel like they need a good old boy character in there. And then wait, who's with them?
Griff Garrison.
No, who's the other?
Joey Janela. Sonny
Oh my
Kiss.
god, how could I forget?
Because this was a forgettable match. It was okay.
Which makes me so sad, because I fucking love Sonny and Joey. I fucking love the Lucha Brothers. I love Eddie Kingston. That's what makes this clusterfuck match so sad. Because, what was the point of this?
Let me go on about this a little bit.
Alright, explain to me what the point of this match was.
There was no point. See, this match was okay. I didn't hate it. This match would have been a fantastic main event for AEW Dark, because quite frankly, AEW Dark needs more actual non-squash matches between people who are actually signed to the company. I liked most of the people in this match, but I hate clusterfuck matches for the most part, and this thing just reeked of time filler house show stuff. And what really gets me... Well, let's get through the mechanics of the match real quick. It's a bunch of back and forth. It's not bad ring work, but what's the point? Pillman eats the pin by Pentagon. Eddie comes in. He says that one of the 5 of them are going to win the match for the Battle Royale to get an AEW championship shot. That was the whole point of the match. That could have been the entire thing. That promo that Eddie gave at the beginning could have worked that in, and that could have been sufficient. And what really irritates me is that they used this match to fill 10, 15 minutes. I didn't time it, but it sure felt like that much time. So many things got cut short. We've already covered. Thunder Rosa, Sheeta match, should have been a whole in-ring thing. Billy Corgan should have come out.
Ew.
I know, but given what they were going for here, the whole interpromotional nature, he should have come out. Tony Khan should have come out. The champ should have come out. The other champ should have come out. It should have been a whole thing. They didn't do it. Why not? So that we could get this clusterfuck match?
Yeah. It would have been just as effective if Eddie Kingston just came out and said it, because he's so fucking great on the mic. This whole match was... Actually, I just feel like this would have been great on Dark.
It would have been a great main event.
I don't know why it wasn't on Dark. So yeah, I wasn't feeling it. There was some good stuff in that match, though. Because, like, everything the Lucha Brothers do is fantastic. And I gotta say, I love to see how Sonny's doing in matches. Because they're taking him seriously. Sonny looks great. Loving it.
They're only taking him so seriously. Who did he job? Who did Sonny and Joey Janela job to on Dark?
They didn't job.
They jobbed,
but they lost to the Hybrid 2.
That's a jobbing.
No.
Anyone who loses to the Hybrid 2, they're jobbing.
No. I mean, I don't think the Hybrid 2's bad. I think they're really good, but I was just surprised that Sonny and Joey lost to them, because I thought they were, like, building them up to be real contenders.
In a world full of incredible tag teams, the Hybrid 2 are in the ass bottom.
No, they're not. They're extremely talented.
Yeah, but character-wise, which is like 80% of wrestling, they're sub the Initiative.
I don't know about that. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree.
I guess we are.
On that. Anyhoozle.
Are you ready for the recap of the Cody squash?
Yep, they recap Brody beating Cody.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Please. Yes, thank you. More.
I'm at a point where I want Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes off my fucking television. They are pointless.
No, you're being too mean. You're being too mean.
At this point, if anything is going to run this wonderful promotion into the ground, it's going to be Brandy and Cody Rhodes, because their egos are the size of God.
Oh, I feel like you're being too mean.
But am I wrong?
His opinions do not reflect the opinions
you think
of
I'm
this
being
network.
mean, but this network. But am I wrong?
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I just look at the women's division, and I get fucking livid. So I'm not gonna 100% disagree with you, but I do feel like you're being mean.
I am being mean, and I'm going to continue being mean.
I don't like it.
I'm going to be a bratz about this.
Moving on. Dark Order comes out. You got the whole Dark Order.
They come out with a coffin.
You got Uno. You got Grayson. You got Colt. You got 2, 3, 5.
All the other ones we can't remember.
They come out with a coffin, but also lawnmowers. And,
I'm pissed.
I found that pretty strange, because they talk about how, with their winnings, Brody bought 6 lawnmowers, and I was like, have they mentioned this anywhere other than BTE?
So I'm pissed off about this. Because when Dark Order debuted...
What aren't you pissed about?
I'm pissed about a lot of things. But when they debuted, they were a joke. They were basically the Putty Patrol.
Putties.
They were basically coming out every week going... They finally get to a place where they're a threat. Last week solidified them as, if not the threat, then a threat, right? And again, I was so glad to see them destroy Cody and his little fucking in-group. Like, these are supposed to be the heels. I was loving it. But regardless, they were established as being dangerous. So what did they do this week? This week they come out and they cut a comedy promo about some BTE shit. With, with lawnmowers and...
I'm not as mad about this as you are. I'm not mad. I just thought it was odd that they just assume people watch BTE.
Right. No. And I just think the vibe they give about Dark Order last week on the national television show versus the vibe they give on BTE, the YouTube, extra goofing around content show. It's like so... The dissonance is just amazing. It's like 2 entirely different factions.
I do have to say, though, that on BTE, Dark Order is the funniest damn thing on there. They are hilarious on there. John Silver, chef's kiss. That dude's hilarious. I'm not mad about this. I don't mind a little comedy. I still thought Brody Lee did a promo in the ring, and he still came off as scary.
He's a monster.
But I just thought it was odd that they brought in jokes from BTE onto Dynamite with no explanation. Like, even the commentary team didn't get it.
They're not watching BTE.
I think it was Jericho. I'm not sure which one, but somebody was like, and there's lawnmowers for some reason. So, like, the commentary team doesn't even get it. I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
Pick a direction. Pick a direction. BTE is one thing. I know there's a lot of viewers. I'm entertained when I watch BTE. But you have to keep the direction on the national television show consistent.
I guess you make the rules.
I do. So they bring out this coffin and they open it up. Inside the coffin, you've got 10 doing some bad Cody cosplay. And I just want to say, years of WWE booking really made me think that it was possible that somehow it was going to be Cody at the end. Maybe he put some makeup on his bad tattoos.
I don't know how the hell you thought that.
I don't know.
I think you must be a simpleton.
I'm absolutely a simpleton.
Because the guy's body shape is completely different than
Well,
Cody's.
it was just one of those things if I thought about it for a minute, I probably could have figured it out.
Well, that's just your goddamn
That's
problem,
how I live my life.
It?
So then Brody Lee comes out after the comedy promo with Anna Jay, great addition. And they all high five, all the Putty Patrol high fives while Evil Uno plays the hype man. And Brody Lee gets Tony into the ring to do a promo.
Tony Schiavone.
Yes. Brody gets a great promo. He puts himself where he should have been, where he debuted, instead of being a Vince McMahon satire character.
I wasn't mad at that.
He declares the open challenge over. He says there's no more air time for these indie wrestling geeks. The Order starts chanting, "You deserve it!" And Brody shuts him up. He gives props to Anna Jay. Again, calls her the Queen Slayer because she kicked Brandy Rhodes' ass. Again, is she supposed to be a heel? Because anyone who kicks Brandy Rhodes' ass and gets her off my fucking television...
Oh, you're being too mean again.
That person is a mega baby face. Okay? That person is a... Like, when she smiles, her little teeth just shine with a glimmer. That's the level of face that she's at for getting her off my fucking television.
You're fucking weird.
So then here come Dustin and QT Marshall.
Again, Dustin,
love him. Great.
Can do no wrong, as far as I'm concerned. QT, fuck off. Then out comes Scorpio Sky. Don't care. And
he
then
gets taken down.
Oh,
Here,
hell.
I'll say it, because I know you don't have the life to do it.
I can't.
Here comes Matt Cardona.
No.
Zack Ryder.
No.
So here we go. I just love the roller coaster nature of this. Dark Order at the premiere of AEW, total joke. They save it, bring back Brody Lee, bring it up. Play Brody Lee as a Vince McMahon, parody character of some kind. Kind of falling down, kind of funny, legitimately entertaining. Not a threat though. Absolute destruction last week. Bring it way back up. Here comes Matt Cardona. They suck the life out of a hot angle with another one of Cody's friends.
No, they didn't suck the life out
the
of
air
it.
left, because who has interest? Who wants to see Matt Cardona versus Brody Lee? And I guarantee you that's the match we get it all out.
Oh, you're being too mean again.
I'm not being mean. I'm being honest. Who wants to see that? No one wants to see that fucking match. No one wants to see that match. And if you do, you're an idiot.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's mean.
This is correct opinions about wrestling. Correct opinions on wrestling. And if you want to see Matt Cardona fuck around in the ring with Brody Lee in a match for the TNT title that just stopped being Cody's little fucking cosplay belt.
No, you're being too mean.
You have an incorrect opinion about wrestling.
No.
So keep listening to this podcast because you might learn something.
His opinions do not reflect the opinions of this station.
Well, if you're mad about that opinion, wait till we get to the next segment.
Well, first I want to say one last thing about the last thing. With Anna Jay.
Great. Anna Jay, yes.
Great. JR calling her a Jezebel.
Yeah,
I can't. That creeps me out.
Okay.
Don't call women Jezebels.
It's all right when JR does it because it brings a little flavor. It brings a little Attitude Era flavor.
It's creepy.
Like when the whole angle where, Terry turned on Goldust.
What? That wasn't it. It's when she turned on the Hardy Boys, you fool.
Whatever it was.
Plus,
and Jared's like, what a little bitch.
This is 2020.
I'm sick of that excuse. This is
Excuse, that's what year it
is. This is
I'm just sick of that excuse
wrestling.
of the year that we live in.
I don't care if professional wrestling, isn't up to the woke standards of the day.
I'm not talking about woke. Who the fuck talk about woke? All I'm saying is me personally.
Okay.
I'm not speaking for anyone else.
Her thoughts do not represent this organization.
Calling people a Jezebel is creepy to me.
To her.
This is my goddamn opinion.
Well, I don't know what that opinion's doing on correct opinions about wrestling, but
You've had a fucking ignorant opinion this whole show. All I'm saying is I'd rather not hear the word Jezebel because it creeps me out.
All right. And I say JR's a national treasure. He can do what he wants.
When did I say JR isn't a national treasure? You're making how can he talk? He's a treasure. I'm just saying Jezebel is creepy. Don't like it. I'd prefer he stop saying Jezebel.
Just call her a bitch and be done with it.
No, I don't know about that either.
Yeah. God, I got to be careful. They're gonna. This is our first episode, and they're gonna pull the podium out.
I'm gonna fucking cancel your ass. So next we have Dasha.
I just want to say real quick.
Lord, what?
Anna Jay is a great signing for the Dark Order. The Dark Order needs more female members.
And we'll get to that later.
We didn't get to that just yet?
We're getting to it in chronological order.
Okay.
This is why I fucking took notes.
All right.
Next, Dasha finds Hangman at the bar backstage.
Oh, goodness.
Hangman doesn't even get to talk.
Oh.
Because the Young Bucks come in. They're fucking yelling at him, rightfully so. He ruined their shit. The revelation of the night. Hangman is out of the Elite. The Young Bucks storm out. They slam the door. And on the back of the door is a broken mirror. And Hangman looks at his broken reflection in the mirror with his sad little face. What's going on with this storyline?
I'll tell you what's going on with
Something's happening.
Hangman looked into that mirror and he wondered, what have I become?
Yes.
Now that I've betrayed.
No! No!
It's the lyrics to Judas.
Get that
Turn it to a storyline
out of here.
Oh, and how it slapped. Here's the thing.
Why?
And I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna make a prediction, and it's not gonna be a popular one. It's not a sexy prediction, but I'm gonna make it. A year, 2 years from now, Hangman Adam Page, former high school teacher from my home state, Virginia,
Saint.
He's gonna be a bigger star than the Young Bucks.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Moving on. I do love the Young Bucks, though. I'm not shitting on them, you are.
In this feud, I'm pulling for Hangman, which doesn't make any sense because Hangman's been an asshole. Hangman's been a drunk. Hangman's been a piece of shit. And yet, in the inevitable feud, I'm pulling for Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, yeah, I wonder why you'd be pulling for another piece of shit. That's a real fucking mystery. Ew, quit. Alright. Next, we have the fucking disaster of the night.
Woof.
We have a 3 versus 1. This is what they say.
Women's wrestling.
Quit. They have Swole versus Britt Baker, Rebel, and Penelope Ford. But Britt is in a wheelchair. And Kip's out there, too.
I just want to say this. Britt Baker, Penelope Ford, absolute stars.
Fucking stars. Yeah, when I'm shitting on this, I'm not shitting on... I think Swole could be a big star, too.
Sure.
I'm not shitting on the female wrestlers.
When Big Swole calls Britt Baker a heifer...
Oh my god, it's great.
Oh, I light up.
That's what makes it so sad, too, because I feel like the lead-up to Swole vs. Britt Baker has been good.
It's been. I'm going to say
it.
It is the women's division equivalent of Austin McMahon. Like, the stuff they were doing
was
some old school Attitude Era. I mean, when she
like
goes out there,
hitting Vince with a bedpan.
Yeah, gumming out when she's in her little Pope mobile or whatever the fuck.
Dumping trash
in, beating her ass.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's great.
Yeah.
You see this bitch get her comeuppance. Ooh. And I don't use that as a gender term. I use it as whoa.
I'm canceling your ass.
I'm done.
Your ass is canceled. You didn't make it to the first show.
First show, everyone. It's been nice knowing you. But no, like you see the heel, just absolute vile heel, just get taken into a literal dumpster and dumped in. That's good television. That's great. You have this badass come in, kick her ass. It's great. They undid this with this match.
I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be. There was like a weird botch with Penelope and Swole. And Jericho tried to play it off by saying Penelope was scared by the ring bell. I don't know what that was.
I don't understand because you know these women can wrestle.
Yeah,
we know Swole, Britt, Ford. I don't know about Reba. I don't know much about Reba. Rebel. I don't know much about Rebel, but I'm sure she's at least competent.
Well, I don't know. She was trying to climb up to the top rope and was like, I don't know if this is real or if this is her character, but I was scared somebody was going to get hurt. She, could not get to the top rope. I was genuinely scared someone was going to get hurt. I didn't like it.
I'll tell you what got hurt.
Penelope?
The women's division.
Yeah, then when the ref's distracted, Rebel takes one of Britt's crutches and hits Penelope.
Does she hit her or poke her?
No, Britt was poking people, but then Rebel took the crutch and went to hit Swole. And then she ducked and she hit Penelope. So Penelope eats the pin. And I'm just so fucking confused by this because Penelope's a star. Penelope could be a star right now.
Penelope could be the Alexa Bliss of AEW.
Penelope's great. She looks great. She's entertaining wrestling. I don't know. This whole thing, it was a couple minutes long. I don't remember how long it was. It was maybe 3 minutes.
It was embarrassing. It was an embarrassing 3 minutes.
To me that it's this is the only storyline they've had for the women's division. And it's you get 3 minutes of shit.
I feel like it was a great build-up for this storyline. I was invested in this storyline until tonight. After tonight, not only am I not invested in this storyline, I'm not invested in the women's division. If this is the level of planning and booking that they're going to put into the women's division, I would rather them just go the New Japan route and not fucking have one. And I know that sucks to say.
That hurts my soul.
I know that, and there's a lot of great talent in that division. And I know Western audiences expect the women's division. But you know what? If this is what they're going to do with it, you might as well not have one.
Okay, again, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because I feel like I could go on for 2 hours about why I'm so fucking livid about this. This women's division. When the show first started, the women's division didn't have much going on, and I thought, oh, they're just starting out, they'll make it better. But they have shown me they do not care. Because if they can have great storylines and great characters for the men's division, what is the difference with the women's division? You do the same thing, but with the women. I don't know what...
Here's the difference. Difference is, you had EVP, Kenny Omega, involved in booking the women's division. And you know what? In the initial build-up for AEW, it was great. Riho was a star. She was great. Yuka. Everybody loved Yuka. What happened?
What point are you getting to?
My point, asshole.
Riho versus Nyla.
Great match.
Those were amazing. I fucking love that.
So my point is, I believe, and I have no way of proving this, I believe the plan always was to steal the Joshi talent from Japan. And the second that New Japan bought Stardom and that was off the table, I believe, personally, Kenny lost interest and the women's division has been in limbo ever since.
And I understand there's a good chance you're talking out of your ass.
It's possible, but...
That's what it looks like, though.
But I also think that's
like.
true.
And
it doesn't look like I'm talking out of my ass. It looks like that's what's happening, right? Just to clarify.
It looks like both.
Both. Okay.
At the same goddamn time.
Things can be two things. Look at that.
I'm sorry, but they know how to fucking make storylines. They know how to make people care. And if it's not happening in the women's division, it's because they're actively not trying. Because they know how to do it. Again, let's stop now before I go down the rabbit hole. But I gotta say, I'm fucking livid.
If they're not gonna do something with it, if they're not even gonna fucking try.
You know what? You used to say that, and it made me feel so sad, and it hurt my feelings. It's so sad to me, the idea of not having a women's division. But I'm starting to come around to this idea of just not even fucking bothering.
And it is sad, because you know what? There are good women wrestlers on this roster.
I'm into a lot of them.
They have, absolutely. Like, there are people on this roster that could be legitimate stars.
Yeah.
But they don't even give a shit. Or if they do give a shit, they can book a good segment. They can book Swole and, Britt Baker in the Pope Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
They can do that, but they can't keep it consistent. They can do that, but then, however many weeks later, a month later, whatever, we get this. 2 weeks before All Out. This is what we get.
And I'm just annoyed, too, because I feel like they're giving women, 3 minutes on Dynamite.
3 minutes.
Because maybe the women aren't bringing in the ratings or whatever. But whose fault is that? You haven't given the audience fucking one damn reason to care.
And you're telling me that an 8-man clusterfuck match, throwaway, is bringing in the ratings, is bringing in the money?
I don't know. Let's move on. We're almost done.
Almost done.
We're
Keep
almost done with this. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that was a 3-minute match. Penelope takes the pin. And then afterwards... Afterwards, instead of Swole attacking Britt or whatever, she's just dancing in the ring for a minute and a half. I don't understand.
The baby face is a fucking moron. and that's not a knock on Swole. Big Swole's whole thing is great.
Oh my god.
But the way this is booked, it is booked to make the baby face look like a complete idiot. And that's not fair, because you know what? Swole has been booked pretty smart until now. Swole has outsmarted Britt Baker at a legitimate dentist. At every, as she's fond of reminding you, at every angle, she has been outsmarted. And here, they book it where Big Swole's not smart enough to kick Britt Baker's ass in a wheelchair while Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian are out of commission. You're telling me she can't take Rebel? Rebel has been portrayed as an incompetent assistant, and she can't take her. Instead, she just dances.
Let's move on.
She just dances.
Let's move on.
For 3 minutes, she just dances.
No, it wasn't that long.
It was as long as the match.
No. It wasn't that long.
Could you imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin just dancing in the ring?
I'd like to.
What?
I'd like to.
I would like to see that too. But could you imagine him just dancing in the ring for 3 minutes while McMahon is just laying there squirming about? No. I don't know. I'm mad about that. It makes no sense.
All right. Shut your hole. We're moving on.
All right.
So then we have Stu, Uno, and Anna Jay come out to recruit Taya Conte.
I love this.
100%. Again, she could be a star. I think she could be a star. I think she's fantastic. She looks great. She wrestles tough. She's got an MMA background. She could be a star. Let her be a star. Book her as a star, please. So she's in the Dark Order now, I guess.
This is a good angle. This is a good angle where, I don't know. This shows they can do it. This shows they can get a good, interesting angle started up in the women's division.
There's no reason they can't. There's no reason. You booked the women's division the same as the men's. I don't understand what the disconnect is.
Well,
it's the same goddamn thing.
I don't know. Maybe they can find a way to hitch Brandy's fucking wagon to the Dark Order.
Alright, so after that, we got Sammy coming out during the commercial break to do his little signs.
I love his signs. Why is there another commercial?
Well, that's not even the bad part. So, during this, he's got the signs during the commercial. Then Matt comes out, Matt Hardy, for their tables match. They have another commercial break 1.5 minutes later.
I want to make a point here. The match starts, and watching the recap, this match starts. The main event starts with 8 minutes and change left to the end of the broadcast. Not even the end of the match, because there's a clusterfuck at the end. This actual match starts with 8 minutes and change. We start with a nasty toss of Sammy going outside the ring. It was an impressive visual. But within less than a minute of the start of the match, again, 8 minutes, less than a minute, we're back to picture-in-picture. Our first viewing, we did not get to see probably 60-70% of this match. During the break, you see all the great action. During the break, in a small little picture-in-picture window, you see Matt gets on the table. He's already bleeding. Am I calling this right?
I guess. I mean, Matt's bleeding out of the mouth a little bit, but he's on the table outside. Sammy gets up into the ring. He does a flip at the table. Matt rolls off. Sammy hits the table.
Oof,
a piece of the table flies up, cuts the side of his head. He's bleeding.
Very cool. If only we could see it.
Yeah,
because this happened.
It was on the goddamn picture-in-picture.
You're going to put that... This is like if during that Cody Rhodes cage match, Cody did his big moonsault during the commercial.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it.
We come back finally after that, after the table spot where Sammy gets cut open. We come back and we've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock.
So Matt sets up Sammy on a table on the outside, goes to do an elbow.
Great shot.
Hits hard. I was instantly sure Matt Hardy hurt himself.
Great visual. Looks amazing.
I gotta
Fantastic.
say, though, this is where we differ in what we like from wrestling, because you like some fucking gore and whatnot.
Yes.
I do not like to see people get actually hurt. It makes me sick. Wrestling isn't about people actually getting hurt. It's about making it look like people actually get hurt. People were actually getting hurt. And this is why I'm so mad about this.
I'm mad because, you know what? I agree with you. I don't know that they should be doing a match. Here's the thing. This match should have been on All Out. This match should have been about 10, 15 minutes longer. No fucking commercial breaks. It should have been on All Out. Because this match could have been fantastic.
I think it's so good. It just, like, I feel like if you're going to be putting wrestlers' health at risk like this...
Don't do it on free TV.
Doing such dangerous spots...
Put it on your WrestleMania. Because All Out is, let's be honest, their WrestleMania.
I'm just mad that, like, people are getting hurt and it's like, well, back to commercial after a minute and a half. And then... So, Matt goes to climb to the top rope. He kind of, like, falls off because he seems like he's hurt. Sammy grabs him. Oh!
Ling it.
I forgot parts of this. Matt pulls out a table that says deleted.
Wait. We're not even there yet.
What? What did I miss?
We come back from commercial. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Sammy gets dropped hard by Matt. Matt goes for a table. Lands on his elbow. I think this is what you're talking about.
Already mentioned
Great visual. Next, Matt takes Sammy, puts his head between a chair, a folding chair.
Oh, yeah.
And lands a twist of fate with Sammy's head in a chair. This is amazing. This is the kind of thing I want to see on a pay-per-view and they're giving it away. Not only are they giving it away on free TV, which I'm not going to complain about, but they're just fucking it up by putting commercials every which way. Why would you not have this?
This was after the commercial, wasn't it?
It was, but why are you not having this match commercial free? It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. So Matt goes under the ring. He pulls out a table that he spray painted deleted on. He sets it up in the middle of the ring with a folding chair underneath the table.
Yes.
Creepy. Don't like it. Matt goes to climb to the top rope because Sammy's on the table, waiting to go through. Matt stumbles as if he's hurt. I don't know if he really is or if he isn't. Sammy takes advantage of this, grabs him, puts him through the table with the folding chair underneath. Terrifying. As soon as he went through, the ref was checking on him. And then this...
That's it.
Whole dangerous match, I think, is disrespected by Orange Cassidy coming out to fight Jericho.
And you know what? That's fun. Orange Cassidy coming out to whip Jericho's ass after being on commentary, talking shit all night. That's fun. But it's not fun, and it's kind of, it's kind of diluted when you disrespect a pay-per-view quality match where both people probably have months, if not years, taken off their careers that doesn't even get 5 uninterrupted minutes to begin with. And that's where I have a problem. Because, again, it comes back to that goddamn 8-man tag match.
Quit blaming everything on that.
I don't blame the wrestlers. I blame the booking. If you eliminate that 8-man tag match or just stick it on Dark, you have more time. You get a promo for what should rightly be a historic women's title match. You get more time to book something that's not a complete piece of shit for the swole Britt Baker angle. And most importantly to me, you get time to actually allow this match to play out between Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara.
I'm just, upset because they're out there putting their bodies on the line for this match, and it immediately cuts away to fucking Orange and Jericho. And it's fun, but I don't think it was absolutely necessary.
It was not.
And I don't know, I just feel like it's rude to have them put on this terrifying match.
You could have
then immediately cut away like it didn't matter.
You could have saved Orange Cassidy and Jericho for next week. You could have saved this interaction for next week. And so many things that are more important than a throwaway match on television with, 8 people in it could have gotten more time. And that's what I get. I don't have anything against any of those people in that match. I like them all. I have an issue with the booking, the prioritization, especially considering you have your biggest pay-per-view of the year coming up.
Yeah. Well, that was the show.
That was the show. That was our show.
I just want to say, I feel like there was a lot of bitching during the show. We did a lot of bitching.
That's what we do.
Because, the problems... It's so sad to me because there was so much great shit, but then when there's bad shit, it overshadows it. But I just want to say, I fucking love AEW.
I love AEW too.
I'm a massive AEW fan. I love you. But fix your goddamn women's division stat.
Here's the thing.
But I love you.
I can't grade AEW on a fucking curve. WWE for years and years have just made the standard so fucking low. And I just can't apply that standard to AEW because they've shown they can knock it out of the park week after week.
Yeah, so when they fuck up, it's a real fuck up. When WWE does dumb shit, it's like, well, yeah, that's WWE. It's dumb.
What do you want? You got a sundowning old fucking racist running the company.
Yeah, it's bad. So, and whenever you watch wrestling shows where they recap, they always grade WWE on the curve.
That's because they all want jobs.
They're always like, well, I didn't want to poke my own eyes out, so I'll give it an A.
I didn't want to fucking kill myself.
So it gets an A.
Giving it up.
For real, like, it gets great on such a curve, and, like, AEW is so good that when they mess up, I feel like I know they can do better, so I'm mad about it. So fix it.
Fix your shit.
Fix the women's division. Good lord, come on.
And I think that was the maiden voyage of correct opinions on wrestling.
The end.
We'll be back with more correct opinions on wrestling.
Subscribe.
Hit that like button, or whatever the button it is.
Do all the things.
Do all the things, and we'll be seeing you real soon.